The cost of childcare during the summer holidays. Who wouldn't want that? Thank you very much, Steph.
Thank you, Steph. See you later. So last year, Team GB's Liam Phillips became the first man to claim back-to-back BMX Supercross World Cup titles. Now he's got his sights on the Rio Olympics.
And he says he's firmly in it to win it. Has learned a lot since crashing out in the final back in London 2012. You might remember that. I actually caught up with Liam to see how his preparations are going. And
did you help him with his preparations? It's a dangerous sport, isn't it? So he was injured, and people just get back on their bikes, don't they?
He just gets on with it. And also, it's one of those sports where I know you always prepare for 4 years, and then it can one occasion. With his sport, it's such a lottery. One little flick on the back of your wheel, it's over, and the medal hopes are gone.
Well, very good luck to him.
Yeah, he's going to do well. I'm sure of it.
Well done to you.
Thank you.
Time now to get the news, the travel, and the weather wherever you are. We'll see you at 7 with the headlines. See you then.
German Chancellor Angela Merkel.
They'll discuss the...
Good morning, one and all. It's Wednesday, the 20th of July.
Also on breakfast this morning, families face hot weather yesterday. And what's it going to be like today? Carol has all the details from beside the pool.
The committee will meet today to discuss the fallout after a report from the World Anti-Doping Agency, which found evidence of state-sponsored drug abuse in Russian sport.
Well, joining us now is our Moscow correspondent. Very happy about this. What's going on? Moscow, thank you.
Two men.
A police officer was stabbed when a spontaneous water fight in London's Hyde Park turned violent last night. Another officer was hit with...
The cost of childcare during the summer holidays is unaffordable for many families, according to the Family and Childcare Trust. A survey we'll be picking up with her in a few moments' time.
Britain's roads, railways, hospitals and power supplies are still at risk from floods. That's according to a government review.
70% of its cuckoos in the last 25 years. Tiny tracking devices fitted to some may have solved the mystery as to why there's been that decline. It's 12 minutes past 7. Good morning. You're watching Breakfast and BBC News.
Although nominations for the Labour leadership contest won't close until later today, we know the two men who will fight it out for control of the party.
Do you think, indeed, that Jeremy Corbyn is the man who can heal and unite what seems to be a clear division between the Parliamentary Labour Party and Labour Party members? An effective opposition, as Lucy Powell was saying, if MPs, his own MPs, don't want to even be in his shadow cabinet. Another interviews that Labour can do better on presentation and organisation. So what's your advice to Jeremy Corbyn then?
Whoever it might be, you would back them.
Thanks for joining us here on Breakfast this morning.
Let's take a little look at how the weather is across the UK this morning. Yesterday was super hot, wasn't it? So, isn't it?
Yeah, very lovely.
We're going to go see Carol because she's at Hampton Pool in southwest London, where it looks to be another glorious morning. That's very much the story, isn't it? Some parts very sunny still, Carol, but other parts, as we're seeing in Salford this morning, a little cloudy with possibly rain on the way. Earlier on, there were 1,500 people in that pool yesterday.
So the summer holidays are nearly here for some, already here for others, which is good news for children, but the cost could be less welcome news for parents.
Steph's at a breakfast club in Manchester this morning. And it's still early, Steph, so hopefully we'll get some more kids a little bit later on. But Salim's there with you, isn't he?
excellent, Steph.
I've only been here a few.
Bit older. Don't feel vulnerable.
That's all right. That's okay. So I think I'm liked. Okay.
Time now to get the news, the travel, and the weather wherever you are. Well, we will be back here with Dan
might
in
be
just
replaced.
a couple of minutes. The property tycoon Donald Trump has clinched the Republican Party's nomination for President of the United States. A police officer was stabbed when a water
The cost of childcare during the summer holidays is unaffordable for many families, according to the Family and Childcare Trust. A survey by...
It's quite okay.
I'll leave that up to you two.
Right. All right.
Very good decision,
That's
actually.
a good
Morning,
call.
Johnny.
That is a
Morning,
good call.
you're right.
Good to see you this morning, Johnny. Let's talk cricket, shall we then? Because disappointing to lose any Test match. The first Test match of this series against Pakistan at Lords as well. After a few days now, how have you guys reflected on that first loss?
Yeah, well, first of all, it was absolutely...
Sensational for you. I think there's a stat you scored more than 200 runs more than any other Test player in the last 12 months or so, which is just incredible. But it hasn't always been like that, has it? I think I need to learn that too myself. Great to see you this morning. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming in to
Thanks.
see us.
See you later, you big Wally.
So what a lovely day it was yesterday. The hottest day of the year so far. Some areas in the UK top 33 Celsius, hotter than Spain,
incredible, yeah.
Thailand and Hawaii.
Today might not be as warm, with sunshine expected to turn to showers, and Carol was telling us some thunderstorms as well. But let's not spoil our happiness. Let's bask in the memories of a mini heat wave.
The pool has been filling up with people enjoying it. I'm very jealous. See it,
Gorgeous, isn't it?
doesn't it? Me too. Oh, see you a little bit later, Carol. Thank you.
Now, if you've been on a motorway in the north of England, chances are you may have seen the word pies, or sort of vote pies, written on a
Or
bridge.
voted pies.
Yeah, somewhere along
Some
the way.
pies.
So we're going to try and get to the bottom of why that is.
Yes, the same graffiti has been popping up here and there since apparently 1987, and people across the country have created different theories as to what it could possibly mean.
Well, our entertainment correspondent Colin Patterson has been looking into it. There you go. I have often wondered that.
So did
Now we
I.
know.
I thought it was about actual eating pies, like I expect other people too.
Well, I feel strongly about pies as well, but
So do I.
I always thought it was like you. I thought it was the crusty one rather than the musical ones.
Anyway, now we finally know. It's the age-old question: what to do with the children during the summer holidays that doesn't cost you a fortune.
Steph is at a breakfast club in Manchester this morning to find out how parents are coping with the cost. And as we promised, as we get a bit later in the day, here come the kids, Steph.
Morning.
They've arrived. Kids, you want to give us a wave?
Parents will have heard that and sort of thought, yes, we hear that about the arguing, but like you say, fun too. Thanks, Steph.
Glad they're having a nice morning. Thank you, Steph.
Let's catch up with the news, the travel and the weather wherever you're watching breakfast. We'll be here at 8 with the headlines.
The International Olympic Committee is considering the legal options for banning all Russian athletes from the Rio Games.
Russia's Olympic Committee will meet today to discuss the fallout after a report by the World Anti-Doping Agency, which we talked about yesterday, which found evidence of state-sponsored drug abuse in Russian sport.
Joining us now is our Moscow
He's candidate for the US presidential election.
A state-by-state vote at the party's convention in Ohio confirmed that Mr. Trump had the support of the majority of delegates.
He will formally accept the nomination in a speech tomorrow, as our North America correspondent James Cook reports from Cleveland. Scotland is investigating whether one of the men fell from a window. Stephen Duff reports.
The emergency services were called to reports of a disturbance at this high-rise flat in the Tillage